Okay, so I said I was going to do this video during I think it was my birth video, and then I just never did it. And then a friend actually asked me if I did it and if I had any updates about it. But is it about my thoughts and feelings about having another child after having such a traumatic birth with my second? So I feel like I really want a third child still, and if I could talk my husband to it, I'd have a fourth. But right now, I totally feel like we're supposed to have 3 kids in our family. And my husband says no, but he always says no. So I don't know how we'll be in a couple years. I feel like there is some possibility for a third in a couple years. I honestly can't even get pregnant for 18 months because I hemorrhaged during my birth. So it's not advisable because I could like rupture and like have a hysterectomy, like emergency hysterectomy. So it's not my plan to get pregnant anytime soon. At least 2 years, I think. We're gonna wait. And my son and my daughter are spaced out 4 years, so we'll see how I feel at 2 years. It's not that I like particularly care for this 4-year gap, but that's what I know. So that's what we're going for now. My thoughts and feelings as of now are I'm 99% sure I will never have another vaginal delivery again because of how traumatic it was. So how I'm feeling right now is I honestly would not want to put a future child through what happened last time, and to a lesser degree myself what happened last time, because there was scary moments for me and there was really scary moments for my child. So the reason why I was induced with my second child is because I had cholestasis, and cholestasis is usually every pregnancy. They were surprised I didn't have it with my first, but with my second I did have it, and I will probably have it with my third. It's a liver function thing. And it usually just follows throughout pregnancy. So that means that if I have it again, I will have to be induced again. And honestly, my body does terrible with induction early because my body likes to keep babies and grow them for a long time. So that's my number one concern. I know that I would have to be induced, and I'm pretty sure it would take a long time because with this baby, I was on the absolute maximum of Pitocin with very little results. So a lot of people are like, I hate Pitocin, it's horrible, it's so painful. Honestly, for me, the both times I've had it, it's nothing. Like, it didn't do anything that my body wasn't already doing, or it didn't do anything to me. So I'm not afraid of being induced. It was just that my body does not react well to being induced when it's not ready. So that's number one. Number two is both of my children were stuck. They both had shoulder dystocia, which means that a third could possibly have shoulder dystocia, which in my mind is a huge thing. I haven't had this talk with my doctor yet, but I mean, 2 pregnancies, 2 babies stuck. I don't know. And my babies are getting, I know that it can vary, but bigger. So Flora was 41 weeks and a couple days, and she was 8 pounds and a half an ounce. Abe was at 38 weeks and he was already 8 pounds 11 ounces, so he easily would have been a 10-pound baby if he had gone to what Flora had been. And so, you know, sometimes they get bigger, sometimes they get smaller throughout different children. I don't know, but that's also a risk that I'm not willing to take. So those are the 2 big things: cholestasis, induction, and shoulder dystocia. So my feelings are right now, I would probably welcome a scheduled C-section. It feels weird because I had an all-natural birth with my first. I had a vaginal birth with an epidural with my second. And now I'm like, forget it. I'm done with vaginal births. I will take the scheduled C-section. The only problem is when you're plus size, it is much harder to heal from a C-section. So this is why I'm like at least 2 years, because I'd love to lose some weight too, for my body to heal better from a C-section. I obviously could have had an emergency C-section with Abe, and I would have who knows, I could have had a fine time healing, but it's harder to heal because there's usually like extra tummy, skin and chub down there, and airflow is not as good, and it's just more layers to cut through. Are you okay, Bob? For surgery, and then more harder to place medication. Like, it was harder for me to get my epidural, etc. So I mean, some women who are plus size have fantastic recoveries from C-sections, and I mean, it all depends. It's all a gamble. But I've done a little bit of research delved into C-section. Seems like there is more research for emergency C-sections versus scheduled C-sections because there's less drama overall for scheduled versus an emergency, obviously. And it's a more controlled situation. That's when you can have your gentle C-sections where they do like the clear drapes now and they're skin to skin directly afterwards. So I mean, there's always risks to like when you have a C-section, you don't get that squeeze. The baby doesn't get the squeeze all the way down, which means they could have fluid retention, like their lungs don't get squeezed. So there's that. And they don't get exposed to all the good vaginal bacteria, flora, that kind of stuff. So I've debated like writing this in my birth plan, like if I have a scheduled C-section, like make sure vaginal secretions get put on my baby for good flora. So there's many things to consider. I'm going to talk to my doctor and we'll see. I won't have the same doctor probably for the next baby because we will be moving, but at least I'll have some kind of plan or more knowledge about what to expect for the next child. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. It's kind of a huge shift from the beginning of this channel when it was very like natural birth, but things happen and this is the way my body is and that's how it goes. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you've had vaginal birth and then had chosen to have a scheduled C-section for whatever reason or whatever your doctor and you have decided. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. This is a month after my second baby, so we'll see how it is in a couple years, but just wanted to get that out there, get this processed in my brain. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.